So now what we're going to do is we are going to start to add some value. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my pencil now, and I'm going to start to do some smudging, so then that way it kind of references what you guys are doing. So what I'm going to do in the core shadow, I'm actually going to go into that area first, and I'm going to start to go in and put in some curved lines, and I'm going to start to fill in that shape there. So core shadow, the darkest part of your cherry, you're going to fill in with your pencil. So I'm kind of curving because my cherry isn't really flat, it's actually curved in real life. So I need to make sure I'm curving my pencil marks, my mark making, so that way it appears 3D. And I'm even going to bring some of my core shadow over a little bit more on this cherry, over onto the left side. There we go. Okay, so that's super dark, core shadow. Now for mid-tone, we're going to lighten up our pressure with our pencil, and that's going to be all filled in the mid-tone. So that shape that you kind of snaked in, that's all going to be a lighter value, a lighter gray. And same over here, this area was a lighter gray, so that's where it's going to go around your highlights, and the highlights are going to stay bright white. We're not going to fill those in. Okay, so we have core shadow, mid-tone that we put in with a lighter gray. Now notice we have this section here and it is pretty bright. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take our finger and we're going to smudge the core shadow up into this section here, and then you can even take some of this mid-tone up here and smudge it down. So then that way this is just a nice kind of gray area on your cherry. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. We're just going to start to blend these grays all together. And then if you get some of your highlights filled in with gray, just get your eraser and then just erase out, so then those areas stay nice and bright white, the white of the paper. There we go. Look at how cool that is. And then when you start smudging, it's going to lighten up the core shadow. So go ahead, get your pencil, put in some more curved lines on top, and then you can smudge them. Like so. Now once we get our cherries drawn out, we can go ahead and put in our cast shadow. So notice in the photo there's that sliver of darkness on the table. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a line, so not at the bottom here, we're going to go up a little bit on the side. So right here and right here, we're going to draw a line out like that, and then we're going to go ahead and draw another line right here. Okay, so we have like a stripe here, and then over on this one, the same thing. We're going to bring this over, and then the stripe is going to kind of hop behind this cherry. And so now we have two parallel lines, so we have a stripe, and now we're going to go ahead and fill this stripe in nice and dark. Now if you're noticing your pencil isn't very dark, because I'm noticing mine is not very dark even though I'm pushing hard on it, so what you can do, you can go in and you can actually grab a marker, and underneath your cherry here you can outline the bottom part of the cherry where it touches the table, and here too do an outline of the bottom where it's resting on the table. And then what you can do in your cast shadow area, you can fill that in with a marker and get it really dark, so that way you're creating some nice contrast. Now remember, contrast is having light and dark. So when you have light and dark next to each other, it equals contrast. So it's really going to pop out at you. So with your marker, we're going to go ahead and get this nice and dark. And if you don't have a black marker, if you have a black crayon or some black chalk, or if you even have charcoal, you could use that. And now you can see now that looks like the cherries are resting on the table. Now I'm going to continue with my black marker, and I'm going to actually outline a little bit more of my cherry. And the left side of the cherry is going to be darker, and then the right side is lighter. So I'm not going to outline this part here in the marker on the right side because the sun is over there and it's closest, so we don't want to have a harsh line over there. We want the left side to be dark, right side is light. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my marker and I'm just going to make it a little darker in the core shadow, and notice I'm curving the lines, so then that way it really creates that illusion that the cherry is curving. And I'm doing it on the left side because it's furthest from the sun. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing over on this side. So the left side should be very dark, and then it's going to get lighter and lighter and lighter as you're getting closer to the right side. And there we go, you guys. Now why don't we go ahead and take our Sharpie and just kind of outline our stems here. If you want to add some more texture to that, or if you want to add a leaf too, go ahead. Just keep in mind the left side of the stem is going to be darker, and then the right side is going to be lighter. There we go. There's our warm-up. Nice work, you guys. So once you finish with your warm-up, then you're going to go ahead and watch another video about Oaxaca, and then you're going to come back and watch video with me with our main project. Nice work.